Yankees blast their way out of an early hole and advance manager Joe Girardi sat in an overstuffed chair in his office Tuesday afternoon and one by one took inventory of his seemingly bottomless well of relievers and what they ought to be able to provide him in the American League wild card playoff game that evening. "I have a ton of innings down there," Girardi said confidently. As it turned out that evening, the Yankees bullpen needed to be even deeper than Girardi imagined to rescue the Yankees from a disastrous start by their ace, Luis Severino. After relief came, the Yankees hitters took over, with home runs from Didi Gregorius, Gardner and Aaron Judge carrying the team to an 8-4 victory over the Minnesota Twins. The Yankees, who reached the division series for the first time since 2012, will begin the 5-game series against the Indians in Cleveland on Thursday night. It might have been predictable that the Yankees prevailed over the Twins. They have now eliminated them from the playoffs 5 times in the last 14 seasons and have lost one season series to them in 25 years. But the manner in which they dispatched the visitors was not. Severino, their precocious young starter, was rocked for 2 homers in the first inning and departed after recording just 1 out, with the Yankees already down by 3 runs and facing 2 more runners in scoring position. What had been a raucous sellout crowd was sitting in stunned silence. Continue reading the main story-related coverage MLB playoffs. How the Yankees beat the Twins in the wild card game October 3, 2017 on Baseball Like It or Not. Baseball's instant knockout game seems here to stay. October 3, 2017 The Yankees absolutely owned the Twins in the postseason. October 3, 2017 It was just a crazy feeling. Not a good one in the first, third baseman Todd Frazier said. "We're just sitting there like, all right, what are we going to do next?" But Chad Green stanched the early onslaught by striking out Byron Buxton and Jason Castro. Then David Robertson gutted his way through a career-high 3 1/3 shutout innings, and Tommy Kondo retired Joe Mauer, who represented the tying run, on a fly ball that Gardner caught just in front of the left field wall in the top of the 6th after throwing 2 1/3 perfect innings. Kondo turned the ball over to Aroldis Chapman, who struck out Jorge Polanco to finish off the Twins and bring the Yankees out of the dugout for a rather muted celebration that turned raucous in the clubhouse, where they sprayed themselves with champagne. Perhaps the Yankees, who hugged and shook hands, were simply too tired from the nearly 4-hour game, which general manager Brian Cashman had dubbed a steel cage match before it began. It was Cashman who fortified the Yankees bullpen during the course of the season. None of the relievers who did the heavy lifting on Tuesday night were even with the team on opening day. Green was at Class AAA Scranton/Wilkes-Barre, where he remained until early May, and Robertson and Kondo were acquired from the Chicago White Sox in mid-July. Green, Kondo and Robertson each entered with runners on base, only one of which scored. "We knew once those doors opened that it was going to be tough to score," Twins manager Paul Molitor said of the Yankees bullpen. He added that Girardi made the right choices. "He extended some guys probably past their comfort zone," Molitor said of Girardi. "They still performed." The Yankees bullpen is so flush that Dellin Betances, the dominant setup man, never even warmed up. Instead, Girardi rode the relievers he could trust. Robertson, one of 3 remaining members of the 2009 World Series winning team along with Gardner and CC Sabathia, had never thrown more than 2 innings in a major league game until earlier this month. Kondo, whose command has been shaky at times, had an anxious moment when Mauer lifted a 100-mile-per-hour fastball down the left field line with 2 runners on and 2 out in the 6th inning with the Yankees leading by 7-4. But Gardner drifted over to catch the ball in front of the wall. "A lot of times when I see a fly ball, I always think it's gone," Kondo said. "But to be honest, I thought I made a good pitch." The biggest outs, though, may have come from Green, whose strikeouts of Buxton and Castro kept the Yankees within distance. Green was asked what he was thinking walking off the mound. Relief, honestly, he said. It could have been a lot worse. Relief quickly turned to elation in the Yankees dugout. In the bottom of the first, Gardner drew a leadoff walk. Judge poked a 3-2 slider to center field for a single, and, after Garrett Sanchez popped out, Gregorius turned on a full-count fastball from Twins starter Ervin Santana and hit it into the right field bleachers to tie the score. At 3-3, Gardner put the Yankees ahead, 4-3, an inning later when he lined a fastball into the second deck in right field. The Twins got even in the third when, with Green tiring, they loaded the bases with one out, and Buxton's groundout against Robertson brought home Polanco. The Yankees took a 5-4 lead in the third when Greg Bird stroked a single to right, driving in Sanchez. Judge made it 7-4 in the fourth by lashing a two-run homer into the left field bleachers. The Yankees added their final run in the seventh when Aaron Hicks drew a two-out, bases-loaded walk from Alan Busenitz. Girardi had a number of tough decisions to make with his lineup. He used Hicks in center field, Jacoby Ellsbury at designated hitter and Bird at first base, leaving Chase Headley and Matt Holliday on the bench. Choosing a starting pitcher was not one of them. Severino, although he is 23 and was pitching in his first full major league season, had clearly established himself as the Yankees' ace, allowing one earned run or less in 10 of his 14 starts after the All-Star game break. "We have a rookie going out there, but when I look at Sevy, he's handled everything," Girardi said of Severino. "His best month was September, when it mattered most. His best half was his second half, to me, when it mattered the most. But he was far from his best on Tuesday." When the Twins were swept 2 weeks ago in the three-game series at Yankee Stadium, about the one positive morsel they took away from it was knocking Severino out of the series finale after 3 innings. "A lot of us saw him really well," Dozier said after the game. "The kid's got really good stuff, but I think we were very disciplined early on as far as making him throw strikes on Tuesday night." Dozier took the 99 m.p.h. fastball for a strike on the first pitch of the game, then watched Severino deliver 3 consecutive balls. Dozier drove the next pitch, a chest-high 99 m.p.h. fastball, high and deep to left, landing just over the wall in left center field. Yankee Stadium, which had been rocking, fell silent. The Twins' bats did not. After Mauer fouled out, Polanco walked and Eddie Rosario lined the 1-1 slider just over the wall in right, and suddenly, and stunningly, the Twins were ahead, 3-0. When Eduardo Escobar lined the single to center, the stunned silence turned to vigorous boos, and when Max Kepler followed with a double into the right field corner, Severino was done. The Yankees, as it turned out, were not.